Hey guys, what's going on? It's Carl here, back with another episode. Today we're actually checking out something that a lot of you requested over on social. It's this guy over here, my over-the-head rig, and this video kind of serves 2 to 3 purposes. Maybe the first being the over-the-head rig here, that's the Sony A6300. Number 2, a lot of you were also asking what camera to get if you're planning to start a YouTube channel, hopefully around $1,000, so that's option number 2. And number 3, I guess it's my year in review of, I think, the best B-roll cam for me, maybe even the best camera for a lot of you out there that are just starting out into the YouTube space, want to get into photography, the best mirrorless camera under $1,000. Let's go take a look. So most of you know that I record most of my A-roll with my A7R2, whereas the A6300 sits up top for all of the over-the-head shots, a lot of my Instagram pics that you see over on social. Plus, I like to bring this camera when I travel, when I usually vlog, as it's a bit more lightweight, way cheaper, $3,500 for the A7R2, under $1,000 just for the body alone, so it's a big price difference. Don't need to worry as much and sweat as much if I'm going to lose, drop, or break it. It's still pricey, but I guess not as much as the A7R2 full frame cam. So in case this is the first time you're looking to purchase a mirrorless cam, what's the difference between the A7R2 and the A6300? Let me take a quick little pic to show you this setup first. So first and foremost, we've got a full frame cam compared to the APS-C size sensor on the A6300. Naturally, we'll let more light in here, shallower depth of field as we make that switch right now. Currently recording now on the A6300, you'll probably see the background isn't as blurred out. That's for 2 reasons. The sensor, naturally smaller, APS-C, and also my lens isn't as fast. This is the 10 to 18mm f4, whereas back to the A7R2, that's the 18mm Batis 2.8. Super quick, shallower depth of field, and a bit more buttery, obviously more expensive. If that doesn't concern you too much, for the quality and for the money that you're spending, you're just starting out, I think the A6300 is honestly perfect. You can make your very own vlogging rig. You can run your entire YouTube channel just off of this little camera right here. But honestly, for what you're paying for here, the quality difference isn't too crazy. And unless you're someone a bit OCD and hectic like myself, you think you can see the difference. For 95% of you out there, I think the A6300 is just perfect and will suit all of your needs. So switching back to the main rig here, and if you want to see any more shots with this, I will leave all of those videos linked down below. I brought this guy to Tomorrowland, most of my vlogs, and a lot of my initial YouTube videos before I got the A7R2 were done with this guy, and most people out there can't tell the difference, to tell you the truth. Getting on to the feature list, this has a 24 megapixel CMOS sensor, 425 autofocus points, and is actually quicker to autofocus than my A7R2. Lightning fast, so perfect for vlogging, especially when you pair it with this 10 to 18 lens. You can hold it like so and get your entire body in the frame. Not to mention 4K video in this compact form factor. This blows away anything that either Canon or Nikon has to offer in this price range. If any of you have done any research online, you know that Sony is killing the video game. This thing takes unreal video footage, unreal stills in this compact form factor. I've recommended this to a ton of friends, a ton of people online, and not one person has been disappointed. That's how much I can stand by this, and this video is in no way sponsored. I just love this little guy, and I cannot recommend it enough. And I know a lot of you that tune into the channel know that I advocate for buying the latest and greatest. A6300, this year they just came out with the A6500, which is the upgrade to this guy. Maybe in this exact case, I still think purchasing the A6300 is better because it's just so much cheaper. The A6500 cost $1,400 for body alone, whereas this is $1,000. So you're paying not almost double, but a significant more amount of money. Someone do the math down below, as I'm not a math genius, but I think for what you're getting, it isn't really justified. The 3 big key differences between the A6300 and the A6500, the first and foremost, and I think the most important, is the 5-axis image stabilization, which is currently found in my A7R2. That means you have active stabilization in the body alone, right where the sensor is. So if you don't have a piece of glass like this Sony that doesn't have any optical steady shot built in, you now have a bit of that inside of the body, which is a really, really good feature for a lot of you that have, say, legacy glass. My main assumption, if this is your first camera, you'll probably grab it maybe with a kit lens or this 10 to 18 depending what you're doing, but a lot of Sony glass does have optical steady shot built in, so that's not as big of an issue. The second major difference is the improved processing chip, which allows you to buffer images faster, should technically allow for greater performance at higher ISOs. I don't think that one is as big of a deal breaker, and most of you out there, once again, won't really notice the difference. And the third major difference, and I wish this guy had it, the A6500 has a touchscreen display. Sadly, A6300 lacks that, and it also has an improved menu system for better navigation. As I'll be honest, on this guy and even on the A7R2, slightly confusing, but once you get used to it, that isn't too big of a deal, but I would just have loved to see a touch to autofocus. I think that might be the biggest decision on purchasing A6300, A6500. And now, are those three major differences worth $400? I personally don't think so. Maybe if it was $100, $150 more, I would definitely push everyone in the A6500 direction. I still think this is the best option that you can get under $1,000. So I hope this video kind of clarified a couple things on my over-the-head rig setup. Everything that was featured in today's episode will be linked down below. So if any of you are starting off your very own YouTube channel, just need one for photography, link me and I will check it out and I will comment how crispy your video quality looks. I hope this video was somewhat useful. I will catch the rest of you, of course, in one of my next episodes or in one of my vlogs. Peace.